In order to see me again, you will need to build my trust, and that will take your time and effort.
There is no night more important in America than election night, a night when America speaks and the...
You have to earn back my relationship because look at these wonderful messages I'm sending. I even wished you to be in good health. How could you not want to be near me? I don't get it. You have to work hard for this now, you know. I am the prize in this situation. I propose the following way for you to prove yourself to me. Okay. I want you to become a volunteer at a local shelter for the homeless. You should spend at least 12 months at the same charity working part or full time. When you have been accepted, send a copy of your contract or agreement with the charity. Ah, yes, indeed. Nothing says like a good person quite like forcing your children into charity labor because you're holding your relationship over their head. Oh, man. But it's okay, because it's for a charity. I bet you that this person is one of those people that use these sort of like causes and talking points in a way to tell you that if you decline this, you are the bad person, because how could you turn down charity, right? It's a very manipulative strategy that I've seen utilized quite often. Bullies do this sometimes too. If they like bully you or harass you regarding a topic or something like this, and they will say, oh, but I'm doing it in the name of insert thing here. It's like, no, you're just using this thing as an excuse to act like a butthole. In actuality, you're probably more detrimental for the cause than anything, because you're just bringing your, like, BS along with it. Anyway, each week, you will write me an email and tell me something about one of the men you helped in the shelter. And at the end of that period, I want to see a glowing report from your supervisor. Ah, yes, indeed. I want to see your good grades, little child. If you have proved yourself after 12 months, I will consider if a personal meeting between us is worthwhile. With love, Dad. You see, to repair my relationship, you need to send me your grades from the charity work you do only because I want to, I don't know, force you around. I guess this is just like a really weird controlling power play, and it's not even good. Dear daughter 2. Wait, this is another email? Thank you for your email. You are right to say that you are my 12-year-old child and I am your father. With that in mind, from now on, I will be the one to offer advice and not the other way around. I want you to write to me about you and not anyone else around you. I think it's time for you to concentrate only on yourself, apart from the times when I force you to do charity work in the name of maintaining our relationship, I suppose. Otherwise, only concentrate on yourself unless I tell you to do something else. I do not want you to try to solve other people's problems, aside from putting all the weight on repairing our relationship on you, and you having to do labor and prove the grades of the labor to me. Okay, you do not have to worry about the old toys. They have gone to deserving children who appreciate them. I threw away all your shit. Our dog is very well and enjoying life enormously. You wrote to me about your eating habit, which you have been developing since May. That is quite concerning, since we're already 6 months further on. I want you to see a therapist who can help you get to the bottom of this and help you balance your food intake. I am, however, a little comforted by the fact that despite your eating habit, you are still managing to go 5 holidays this year. Oh, so they're traveling despite having other issues in life, and that's a bad thing. I hate when people do this, when they try to call you out like, oh my god, how can you be depressed? You smiled when you met your friends yesterday. Absolutely insufferable. You wrote that you would be visiting Granny and Grandpa this Christmas, and that Grandpa is going to buy you a new bicycle. I hope that you have a lovely time and you show them both your appreciation for the love and energy they will put into your visit. It is not about the bicycle. Yes, God forbid a 12-year-old is happy about a bike. It has been a long time since I heard about your school. I am very curious to know more. For example, tell me about your favorite subject, your favorite teacher, and your tutor. Who is your best friend at school and why do you like her? You didn't send me any school reports for a long time. Why don't you use your LG mobile phone and photograph them and send them to me? I haven't received any photos of you either. Could you email me some easily, I think? You see, this is the thing. He's gonna have like a problem with anything you send this kind of person. He was already like going ham about like the eating habits, as he called it, and being like, oh, but you can travel even though you have eating habits. How dare you enjoy anything in life despite having this problem right now? You know that sort of thing? Absolutely disgusting behavior. They gotta do the same thing with like school and everything. Oh, this is your favorite subject? Why isn't something productive? Are you gonna go into liberal arts? Blah, blah, blah. And they're gonna go about your grades. They're gonna go about all this kind of stuff. Because this person only wants power over you. They're not genuinely interested or genuinely interested in helping. They're just there to wear you down so they can more easily control you. This kind of stuff is kind of easy to see through when you've seen it a few times. This goose tang. My mom faked my death. Trigger warning, suicide. Wake up to hear mom texting me, she committed suicide, my old friend committed suicide, she's dead. I cannot keep your name out of this. Blorp committed suicide last night. The police have to do an investigation. Oh my god, are you serious? She committed suicide. Wait, she's sending this to like the friends of the daughter. Is that what she's doing? Okay, yeah, that's what it is. Like the gray text is from the mom, the blue ones are from the friend, and like the taglines on the top, like the text "wake up to her mom texting me" is from the friend posting this to like Snapchat or something. Oh my, why would she do that? That is insane. TLDR, my mom told friends of mine I had died after I tried to off myself from her isolating me. Please tell me you're away from her now, preferably living your best life in completely no contact. Thankfully, yes. She ended up moving out after my dad had threatened to cut her off. She is entirely dependent, and my dad has too much empathy to leave her empty. Oh, isn't that amazing? She's like a deadbeat mom who doesn't do anything. And when she does something, it's overly controlling her child and then telling the child's friends that the child has died because of what? Some power play? Why? But nobody talks to her. They're basically separated. Very, very confusing situation, to say the least, honestly. What did she try to get by doing this? Did she think she could just convince the whole world you're dead, while at the same time getting you to just stay with her forever? I hope you got away from her and doing better now. Oh my god, maybe that was why. Maybe that was why. It's easier to like control my child and basically have them locked in the basement if everyone else believes they're dead. That is so dark. That is so dark. I actually tried asking her. She claimed that she never did it, but it was at a time where I couldn't whip out the screenshot and be like, then what is this? I would love to know, but I would hate to talk to her again. I'm gonna save you the heartache. Don't talk to her again. Even if you have the evidence on hand, these sort of people are very, very unlikely to admit any mistake. They will use any kind of excuse in the book. It's like, oh, where did you get that screenshot? Oh, you're misreading it. It's out of context. Or it wasn't me. It must have been hacked or anything. They will never actually own up to it, even when the evidence is staring them right in the face. I am glad she's no longer around you. That sounds absolutely awful. Mom that kicked me out and filed the police report on me found my email address.
Please read this. I miss you so much. And if you're pregnant, please come home. If you are not, then still come home and we can deal with whatever together because I love you so freaking much. Love, your mama.
If you're pregnant, come... What? It rips away any security you might feel when they track you down. Totally. I hyperventilated so hard when I found out she filed a police report on me, I passed out and cracked my head against the corner of my desk. I don't even know how she found my email. Now I'm terrified she's going to show up to my college. I literally don't know what I will do if she does. I couldn't take it. One thing you can do is tell your college security. They probably have something similar to that. I remember I had those kind of security teams back in the day, especially during the evening and those kind of things. They were walking around, making sure people were acting right. No one was stealing like computers and, if there were parties going on campus, that sort of thing. But they can also get people away from there that are acting inappropriately or people that aren't supposed to be there. So I would inform the college about this sort of thing because people like this can try all sorts of whack stuff. The good thing about it as well, which might put your mind at ease a little bit, is that people like this, I can't speak exactly about your mother in this case, but stories I've seen similar to this, the parent in question is very much a coward. They, for example, don't like confrontation in front of a lot of people because that's how they lose control. They really love doing this and make you feel isolated because that's how they maintain control. If they can push this anxiety on you when you're feeling alone and, oh my god, what if they show up and what if everyone thinks everything is whack in my life and this kind of stuff. But they are really scared about looking bad in front of people. That's why they very rarely do it. That doesn't mean it doesn't happen, of course, but from similar stories I've seen, they tend to like to isolate their victims, and they don't do that by making a public scene in front of a bunch of other people where people can see how whack they actually are. If she does, call the police and file stalking and harassment case, along with PFA. You have overcome so much already in our shit world being trans and your true self despite it all. So don't let this person steal another moment of your happiness. Indeed, preventive stuff. It also makes you sleep way better at night. I wish you the best of luck in this stuff. It's never easy. Like, stalkers are bad enough, but a lot of people out there don't realize how bad it is when your stalker and harasser happens to be like your own parent, and they have access to so much personal stuff, and people in the world don't really and your true self despite it all. So don't let this person the context, or it wasn't me, it must have been hacked or anything. They will never actually own up to it, even when the evidence is staring them right in the face. I am glad she's no longer around you. That sounds absolutely awful. Mom that kicked me out and filed a police report on me found my email address.
Oh, please read this. I miss you so much. And if you're pregnant, please come home. If you are not, then still come home and we can deal with whatever together because I love you so freaking much. Love, your mama.
If you're pregnant, come... What? It rips away any security you might feel when they track you down. Totally. I hyperventilated so hard when I found out she filed a police report on me. I passed out and cracked my head against the corner of my desk. I don't even know how she found my email. Now I'm terrified she's going to show up to my college. I literally don't know what I will do if she does. I couldn't take it. One thing you can do is tell your college security. They probably have something similar to that. I remember I had those kind of security teams back in the day, especially during the evening and those kind of things. They were walking around, making sure people were acting right. No one was stealing like computers and, if there were parties going on campus, that sort of thing. But they can also get people away from there that are acting inappropriately or people that aren't supposed to be there. So I would inform the college about this sort of thing because people like this can try all sorts of whack stuff. The good thing about it as well, which might put your mind at ease a little bit, is that people like this, I can't speak exactly about your mother in this case, but stories I've seen similar to this, the parent in question is very much a coward. They, for example, don't like confrontation in front of a lot of people because that's how they lose control. They really love doing this and make you feel isolated because that's how they maintain control. If they can push this anxiety on you and you're feeling alone and, oh my god, what if they show up and what if everyone thinks everything is whack in my life and this kind of stuff. But they are really scared about looking bad in front of people. That's why they very rarely do it. That doesn't mean it doesn't happen, of course, but from similar stories I've seen, they tend to like to isolate their victims, and they don't do that by making a public scene in front of a bunch of other people where people can see how whack they actually are. If she does, call the police and file stalking and harassment case, along with PFA. You have overcome so much already in our shit world being trans and your true self despite it all. So don't let this person steal another moment of your happiness. Indeed, preventing stuff. It also makes you sleep way better at night. I wish you the best of luck with this stuff. It's never easy. Like, stalkers are bad enough, but a lot of people out there don't realize how bad it is when your stalker and harasser happens to be like your own parent, and they have access to so much personal stuff, and people in the world don't really get it. These kind of people, when they happen to be someone that used to be close to you, have a much easier time. They're reaching out to people around you and recruiting flying monkeys and all kinds of stupid stuff. So I wish you the best of luck. It really does suck. My mother was very upset that I got a tattoo. I am 31 years old now, you silly child. You thought 31 means you're an adult? Don't you know the real legal age in this family is 45? Silly child.
I am not happy. I saw what you did.
Okay, friendly reminder that I'm an adult in my 30s who can make my own decisions about my own body that don't affect anyone else. I will send you thoughts and prayers. Oh my god, this sass. You just know that this parent has sent that garbage the other way at some point. That is beautiful.
I'm gonna need them. I despise it. And why a stalk?
It's a crane. You can despise all you want, but an aspect of emotional maturity is keeping your thoughts to yourself at time.
Don't let grandmother see it. Why the I will never understand. I feel sick.
Oh no, doctor, my adult daughter made a decision about her own body that doesn't hurt herself or anybody else. Help!
A stork?
It's a crane.
Your dad would be so disappointed.
Again, I ask, what were you hoping to do by telling me that my dead dad would be so disappointed? This is like the petty parent of the year, I swear to God. I'm gonna use family members that have passed away against the fact that you got a tattoo. These people are so unhinged, man. My guess is that you were hoping to hurt my feelings.
I feel hurt, and I guess I wanted you to feel hurt too.
I feel hurt and guess I wanted you to hurt too. It's crazy when they have that kind of self-awareness but no desire to improve themselves or feel any need to apologize for their unkind words and poor behavior. Right? To make it worse, she's a therapist. What? Oh my god, this person is a therapist. What's the evil reverse of a therapist that makes it worse when you go to them? A traumatizer? Is she just a professional traumatizer? Oh my god. Sending this text to mom. Look at this cute video of my child wearing adult shoes. Isn't that a quirky, fun video? Why did you dislike my video? Son does that with dad shoes too. He thinks it's funny.
This is not funny or cute. This is not funny or cute. In my unsolicited opinion, do not encourage cross-dressing at his young age.
Because they were frolicking around
around in their parents' shoes, that's gonna turn them trans. Is that what you're worried about? Is that really where this rant is going? Oh my god.
You live in a very liberal city that want to tell young kids that boys can be girls and girls can be boys. The liberal Democrats are trying to encourage and confuse little kids that haven't gone through puberty and question what sex they are and take medication and puberty blockers, to which some say could potentially sterilize them. This is where our country is unfortunately heading, and my guess is Kamala will probably win the presidency and things will get even worse. I distinctly remember wanting to be a dog like in a cartoon underdog, but a bunch of other things. Little kids want to be flying elephants like Dumbo and turtles and butterflies and birds. So just because you put on your shoes doesn't mean he has a tendency and wants to be a girl. He's just playing and being silly, just like when we put on things on his face and started laughing. That was funny, and Blorp had so much more mature sense of humor compared to the kids of his age, and a more sophisticated sense of humor than you girls when you were Blorp of his age. If you reinforce and give him positive attention every time he wears your shoes, he will keep doing it because you laugh and smile and he will think it's a positive or good thing. You will reinforce it and you are unconsciously encouraging him to wear your shoes.
But you just said in your own unhinged rant that, yeah, kids play make-believe all the time. It doesn't actually mean that they want to literally be a dinosaur, you know? But the same thing isn't true for shoes. So if you say, haha, that's a cute get-up, honey, you're encouraging them, and then they become so desperate for the encouraged stuff. Is this like her conspiracy about why trans people exist? Their parents smiled at them once when they were wearing shoes. Man, I just imagine how cold of a household this woman must create if something like that would stand out so much to begin with. I mean, obviously it's unhinged and the logic doesn't logic at all, don't get me wrong, but like, even if you try to go down the path of her logic, that is absolutely bonkers. Oh my god.
As he grows, he will need guidance from you, especially with all the weird poo on social media.
That was a good one. Messes with mom's shoes once and immediately turns transgender, I guess. Lol. I used to try my dad's shoes on all the time because they were massive, and I thought it was hilarious. In fact, I still do it as an adult. Lol. So am I trans? I always thought I was a cis woman. Yes, indeed. Everything makes so much sense now. Oh my god.
It's those liberal parents and their damn shoes.
Some of these stories I couldn't make up, even if I tried. It is so funny, but really concerning.
Happy birthday to me! 28 years ago, I gave birth to a baby girl who successfully launched from the nest and has made a beautiful life for herself. One that I am proud of, and she should be proud of.
Wait a second. You said happy birthday to yourself on your daughter's birthday because it's your birthday instead of hers because you gave birth to her. So it's actually your birthday. Wow, that is an insane thing to post on Facebook. Wow, didn't even say happy birthday to you in the post, Lamau. Well, that's some ego. She never even sent a text or call either, lol. Her birthday wish to you was to wish herself a happy birthday because she gave birth to you, and that's what really counts. Oh my god, what a great gift.
And to you, my child, I bestow you the gift of main character syndrome.
My boomer parents don't ever do anything wrong, including forging my signature to vote as me and keeping my tax refunds from my job. I just realized the times you guys voted for me, you forged my signature.
That's because you weren't into politics.
That's not an excuse, Mommy Bear. I would love to see you make that argument in front of a jury. It's highly illegal, and you just admitted to it in text. This is so dumb, on so many levels. Are you serious? Hey, I am helping cousin with the deck stairs. I am telling you so you know.
Wait, you're at OP's aunt's house? This is not how you communicate. You don't just say I'm doing this just now so you know. Dad will be home in 15 minutes and he was expecting you to be here to help him. You don't say anything about this until now. Jonathan says you need to come home and help him clean your room. Come home now.
Here is me smiling, and here is cousin also smiling.
It doesn't count. Come home. You didn't discuss this with me. You just declared it, and that is not communication.
I don't know why you're so mad I'm helping family. I know it's not technically direct family nonetheless. And it's Friday. We have tomorrow and Sunday.
We try not to work on Sunday.
Okay, then we have all day tomorrow.
You're grounded from the car.
Cool. I guess I'll just stay here. Oh, that's the best comeback ever. Yeah, because he drove there, I guess. Like, now you're grounded from the car, okay, that I won't come home, I guess. It's up to you. God, that is such a comeback. Oh my gosh, beautiful. What happened to me making my own choices?
What happened to your talking to me before you make your choices?
Okay, but then it's not really choices, right? Then it's like suggestions to your overly controlling mom about which choices you're allowed to make. That doesn't sound like actually making choices. Well, this just came up. You do this too.
Yeah, but I talked to you first and I asked if you were okay with it. You don't.
I seriously doubt you have the same expectations of control from your son that you are exerting in this situation. I seriously doubt that.
You just decided I'm gonna go help cousin. That's a good service for today.
You're right, you do talk to me, but I'm already halfway through this. I'm going to finish.
But I had plans too, and I needed you to discuss this with me. You're still grounded wrong.
You're as well. That's a nice little sprinkle on this pile.
Come home. If you stay, you will not just work.
How?
I will drive you to work from now on.
Okay, sounds good. But you're gonna have to bring a couple of my coworkers too, because we carpool.
Not anymore. I don't have to bring anyone I don't want to.
But you didn't tell me that we had stuff to do tonight. You didn't run that for me.
Yes, I did. I told you yesterday that we would finish the blinds today.
We have all weekend.
And I still need your help with the flooring of the chicken coop.
You're telling me that can't be done tomorrow? You're being very selfish, Mom.
I am not being selfish. You better think better about what you're saying.
You're treating me as a tool, something that you own.
I do a lot for you, and my expectations are for you to communicate with me and choose not to. Fine, then you can move out. I'll start packing for you.
Oh, yes, indeed. Nothing like threatening housing when someone in your family doesn't want to do, like, a chore right now because they're occupied. Something that is not really an emergency and you have all weekend to do. I also think the stuff like working on Sunday sounds like made up BS. I would be very surprised if they've never, ever done any chores on a Sunday in their entire life, right? But that is amazing, yeah. If it was unclear who the douchebag in this situation was, now it's very clear. You don't threaten your kids' housing over disagreements like this, okay? Mom of the Year stamp.
I'll start packing for you.
May I hold on to the car?
No.
Then how do you expect me to live?
I guess you'll figure it out. You know how to make your own choices.
May I use the car for my stuff?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna stay here tonight and figure things out so we don't clash.
Come home now!
But he's not allowed to use the car. He's car grounded according to yourself. It's not my home. I'll get my stuff in the morning. Oh my God, I have mad respect. I have mad respect for this boy. He has such good clapbacks. Like, oh, I won't be driving home, then you ground me from the car. Oh, you just threatened my housing. I'm not coming home. What do you mean come home? It's not my home anymore. You told me. Just using her own words against her. This is a master class in wordsmithing. I love this.
OP, come home now. Fine, I will come get the car and your phone. Find your own way home. You need to come home now. You know I'm not going to kick you out or any of that stuff.
Then why make the
Nice.
All I wanted was
goddamn
for
it.
you
It's
to
fine.
communicate with me. Now come home.
This is how you get your kids to never want to communicate with you or trust you regarding anything again. If you have an argument about chores, about weekend chores, and they say they're gonna kick you to the street, do you ever expect them to dare to depend on you for anything ever again? The answer is no.
You think I'm being selfish by asking you to come home and help me, but really all I wanted was for you to communicate with me. I've told you that so many times. And then when you didn't, that made me upset because I thought that's what we were going to do. But you didn't, so now I'm upset.
I don't think this is actually about the chores being some kind of emergency or someone breaking like a holy vow promise. This is about you being really, really controlling, threatening housing and all that kind of stuff. And when the person doesn't bend over backwards to please your controlling behavior, you throw a hissy fit and your ego is hurt. That is what this is about. This isn't about anything tangible that has actually gone wrong. This is just you being a complete garbage parent.
Now I really want you to come home so we can talk properly. And you can't tell me what you're helping them when that's just the excuse they're using to be over there. Now come home. You're not being honest with yourself about you making this decision right way going over there.
Some context. This aunt is my mom's sister, and she is normal. And my cousin is also one of my only best friends. Also, the help she wanted has been going on for 3 years. Every time she talks about some kind of work, she needs help. P.S. We always worked on Sundays. So there you go. Called it. And I was 18, and I was pretty exhausted of her BS. Aftermath, I ended up staying with a different close friend from work that night because I knew my parents would come looking for me at cousin's house, which they did, confirmed by cousin. For a while, my friends helped me to get on my feet. I now have my own car insurance, and my own place to call my home.
That is such a nice end to the story. I mean, the perfect ending would, of course, be that the mom wasn't a pile of poo to begin with. But that is like the best ending you can hope for in this situation. Breaking free, having your own life, and having things that they cannot overly control. Because then they are forced to actually treat you as a fellow adult and not a tool in the form of their own child. That is the only way to potentially remedy with these sort of people. And sometimes they get cut off anyway because they never stop thinking they can actually control you even when you're your own adult. So, good on you. That is an amazing end to the story. Mother defends her boyfriend calling my 18-year-old sister sexy.
It's about time. Let's finish this.
When you're an enrolled credit acceptance dealer and set your customers up to succeed, you can receive some pretty big checks. We pay our dealers millions every year in portfolio profit. Big checks, big opportunities, thriving possibilities.
It's our funniest.
Blore, I want you to know that I love your mother. I'm planning to be with her for the rest of our life. Do you want to discuss this? Do you want to know anything about me? It will be a while until we make this permanent. As a disabled veteran, I have many benefits I can pass on to you, if your mother will allow. I know you loved your dad. It's okay. Good man. Keep him in you. Blorp, I must say, when you walked out into the storage, your t-shirt, no bra, very smexy. Your boobs are waiting. Looking good. What the hell is wrong with you? Read this again and know that this is the man you're dating. He called me smexy with no bra and that my bobs are looking good. Under his drugs or not, he's not a good man and it's unacceptable. Disgusting. I love you, Blorp, and I'm going to do what will make me happy. Hate me or love me, it's your choice, but your mom will always be here. You have the audacity to tell your child that mommy will always be there for them when they literally send you a screenshot of your new boyfriend sexually harassing them. And you're saying, I'm gonna love them anyway, love me or hate me. I'm not gonna take your side, but I'll always be there for you. Except in those instances, my boyfriend, sexually creeps on you. But, that's beside the point. Apart from those little, minor smidges, I'll totally be there for you. A wink. They unironically wrote that in the same message. That's wild. I have put myself always make sure others comes first. Are you sure about that? But me and now I want to live my life and you said no. You never liked them in the first place. I mean, if they are willing to do this kind of stuff, I can definitely see them giving up some pretty rancid vibes even before this was put into tangible text, So yeah, I can totally see someone not getting along with this person. You never helped when they came to clean up. Wow, talk about changing the subject in a petty way and then telling your child you'll always be there for them. Apart from nagging about chores as a gotcha back when they're telling you their boyfriend is literally sexually harassing them. Oh my god. Here's another rant after it. Blorp, I'm so tired of you telling your mom what to do. I love you, raised my kids. I struggled throughout my life to always put you guys first. And I have done my job, Blorp, and I work and work. Did you know I had to wait for Blorp to be done and I'm fixed to enjoy my life? 10-year-old cousin she brought to America through her own volition and now has to take care for. This mom really is a professional victim, isn't she? Oh my god, your child literally came to you and said hey, look at this. I have actual tangible screenshots of your boyfriend sexually harassing me in our own house. And your response is to make yourself the victim somehow and also telling your kid you'll always be there for them, even though you're obviously not. You're absolutely unhinged. So unhinged. See the disrespect you show me? I'm not going to put up with it, Lord. You don't know how hard to work 2 jobs, 85 hours a week to provide for all but myself. You see, so it's okay if my boyfriend sexually harasses my kids. That justifies it, obviously. You will never understand because you've only been given so much by your mother only. And don't get mad when people say that things your body because it's how you dress and carry yourself. Are you victim blaming your own child on top of this? Damn, you should have thought about what you wore, girl. Coming from another woman to their own daughter. One very powerful thing I like to bring up in these sort of instances is a museum that features clothing from people that were actually assaulted. And what you find out in this museum is that the clothes that people were assaulted in is everything you can imagine. It's everything from beachwear to full-on clothes to jackets and coats and covering the whole body with everything you can imagine. It's all kinds of clothes. This kind of argument is absolute trash. And the fact that you would make it towards your own daughter, it's the most disgusting thing I think I've read today. And man, these videos are pretty gross to begin with.
The hard truth you have to face, sweetheart. There is nobody that will tell you the truth, and your mom, and you may not like it, but someday when I'm gone, you will think back on how you treat your mother.
I'm gonna be honest, if I had a parent that had this kind of reaction when, like, their new partner was sexually harassing me in our own house, I would dance on your fucking grave.
Nobody will do what he does for you, and for me, and for everyone else. You don't know what I go through a lot right now. All the support and everything you will never understand until you walk in your mother's shoes. I love you, and please send your brother 40. Your disrespect will not go for it.
What disrespect? They raised a very serious concern about not being safe in your household. If you have any other options where to live, I would say take it, because this is not gonna get better. People like this will most likely just keep escalating, especially when the other people in the household are on their side, which is absolutely ridiculous to begin with. If you have, for example, an older sibling you can stay with for a while, or a nice aunt, for example, try that. That's like my best advice in this situation. And I would also say, like, call the police or call anything, make a report about harassment regarding this sort of case, because this is absolutely disgusting, and stuff like this needs to be snuffed out. Even if your mom doesn't agree with it, her opinion can go to hell, honestly. Stay safe, make sure you're safe, make sure you seek out other family you have around you, or your sister, or whatever it might be, and talk to them about this. Make a report if you feel comfortable, but get these people out of your life, because this is not going to stop. They are not going to stop on their own accord, and they don't take it seriously even when you bring it up to them. These people are absolutely awful, and your mom is enabling it and obviously being an absolute poo-poo. I am 29 and I have my own house. Mom, I'll come Thursday, X.
Okay, no playing on your PS5 all week, XX.